The Man in the Country, Part 1. It's been a week since the world went tits up. No more mini-malls, no more restaurants, no more Saturday night games with the buddies and some brew. No more Sunday peaceful drives, cruising with the family. Hell, no more family. It's crazy to think this time last Sunday, I got a kiss from my wife telling me her and the kids were going out shopping for a present for her mother's birthday, and that they would return shortly. I sit here depressed as I'm consumed with the silence that now surrounds me. No more laughter and sounds of life and happiness. Just faint sounds of an eerie hollow wind moving its way through the halls and the moans from the dead. Oh, the fucking dead. I hear them beginning to mass outside on the road, just over the walls of my enclosed front yard. Their constant clamoring of the front gate keeps me awake most nights. I'm well stocked for food and water, and as I said earlier, my entire home and its grounds are surrounded by a 10-foot brick wall. Plus, my home sits on top a hill overlooking the city and the countryside, which explains why it's taken till now for them to finally start massing a week out. The power went out yesterday. It sure didn't take long for the world to revert back to the dark ages. Thankfully, I have a generator pumping that's keeping me in modern spirits. Cell phones still work, for now anyways. I'm not holding my breath for much longer though. I keep trying to call my wife, even though I know she won't pick up. You see, after my wife told me that she and the kids were leaving that day, I had went back to sleep. I was tired from the night before when I had to go into work on my day off, so I was dead beat. Plus, it had been a long, grueling week to begin with. The thing is, I must have been more tired than I realized, because when I was awoken by the phone ringing, I looked outside my bedroom window, and it was beginning to turn dusk. I saw plumes of smoke scattered across the city, fading up into the sunset. I clicked the talk button and said hello, and it was my wife, sounding in a panic, sounding short of breath, the kids near her sounding frightened. Her words were incoherent, like a blender set on high. She was frantically saying that her and the kids were running from a group of people trying to attack them, that almost everyone that was out in the city was acting like a crazed animal, attacking people left and right. She said that she thought they had lost them and that her and the kids were making their way through the parking lot of the mall, and they were going there to seek shelter, because that was the closest location that the emergency response message on the radio told people to go to. She was starting to sound relieved the closer they got to the front doors of the mall. I told her to run. Don't waste another second. I don't care how close they were, just hurry and get inside. As a word yes began to leave her lips like an empty promise, I heard the children scream. Then my wife began to scream. The phone fell. I could hear my children slowly being devoured by a screaming, ravenous horde. The mashing of teeth and ripping of flesh permeated the speaker of the phone. I could hear my wife screaming, begging for the lives of our babies. Then I heard a shift in the moans, and my wife screaming, "No, no, get away from me." Then her screams fading away into the distance. I fell to my knees, phone falling to my side, not believing what I just heard. My babies, the future of this family, savagely ripped from the world before they could even make their way through it. And my wife, my poor wife, did she survive? Did she run off and make it to the mall? These are questions I ask myself as I sit here foolishly trying to call my wife's cell phone for the past week. The dead. Jesus, the dead. They're driving me mad. Their constant moaning and clawing at the walls has me at my breaking point. They're getting louder as more of the dead leave the city and make their way out to the countryside. When it's dark tonight, I'll make my way to the front wall and see how bad it's getting. As the sun faded past the horizon, I waited for a few moments, hand on the handle of my front door. As darkness enveloped the countryside, I opened the door and made my way to the wall under the lights of the stars. I clung to the side of the wall, trying to stay in the shadows so that the dead that were trying to get through the front gate couldn't see me. I got to the front wall where I had a small maintenance ladder propped up against its base. I quietly unfolded it and placed it up against the wall. I gently and most hesitantly climbed the rungs. When I reached the top, I cautiously peeked over the top of the wall, where I spotted about 20, maybe 30 dead fuckers just bumping into each other and up against the wall. I looked to my right, down the dirt road, and saw more shambling their way toward me. I urgently thought, I have to take care of these 20 or 30 meatheads before the rest show up, or I'll be in real trouble. Luckily, I'm prepared to handle such a matter. I got down from the ladder and made my way back to the house. Once inside, I retrieved the nickel-plated 12-gauge from the cabinet in my study and a box of shells. I quickly went back outside, climbed the ladder once again, and started dispersing of the dead. Pump after pump, I mowed those bastards down. Layers of the dead littered my front gate, which was perfect, I thought. That'll slow down the bastards that are coming up the road. As I started making my way back towards the house, I could hear a ringing. I stopped in my tracks, stunned, not knowing what I was doing at the moment. What the hell is that, I thought, only for a second, then quickly realized it's the phone. I rushed into the house, reaching for my cell phone. I answered, and it was my love, my beautiful wife, was speaking to me from the other side. It was a static, garbled mess, but I made out Moll and safe. I yelled at her to stay there, that I loved her more than anything else in this entire world, and that I was coming for her. I packed a small bag of supplies and grabbed the shotgun. I'm coming for you, Brandy. Hold on. I would like to give a heartfelt thank you to the special friends of the channel. Your generosity means the world to me. If you would like to support the channel, the link is below in the description. Also, please send me your stories to duchessofdarkness27@gmail.com. You can also find me on Instagram at duchess.ofdarkness or Twitter at duchessofdarkn2. I want to thank you all for your support, your kindness, and your encouragement. I appreciate it so very much. Until next time.